Katy Perry is feeling like a plastic bag drifting in the wind this week. Hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and a Katy cat since day one. That doesn't mean I like everything she's done or said. However, I genuinely love Katy Perry as a musician and a person. She's like a little sister. And sometimes you have a little disagreement with your sister, but she's always going to be family to me. At least for me. I don't know what she thinks about me. But just yesterday on my Patreon show, I defended Katy on my podcast. We talked about the whole space drama and specifically Wendy's bullying her. I thought Wendy's was out of line. I really did. Send her back to space? Lame. Mean. Low-hanging fruit. Funny? Sure. But at the expense of her feelings. It's not nice. You can't deny that. However, sometimes, especially when you're in your 40s, and yes, Katy Perry is going to be 41 this year, you need to learn to take an L. Even though I'm in the minority defending her, and not even on my podcast, I even made another video just straight up saying, what did Katy Perry do? What did Katy Perry do to you? Remember that video? Well, she maybe is disconnected from social media, but her team then has failed her. And I know her team. I'm always here for you guys. If you want a sounding board, I will give you my honest opinion. Social media. The majority of people this week have not been on her side. She should have just let this all go. Take the L and keep it moving. She's about to launch her tour. But no. Katy Perry must have signed off on this, okay? They went to People magazine and gave a statement, but not on the record. They attributed it to a source, but this 99% either came directly from her publicist or her manager. Because I know how these things work, and especially with people. And this is such a mistake. Listen to what Team Katy Perry has to say about the Wendy's drama. The drama started when Wendy's, on their Elon Musk platform account, responded to a post that said Katy Perry has returned from space. And Wendy's said, "Can we send her back?" But that wasn't the only post about Katy Perry that Wendy's sent out that day. A separate post said, Katy Perry seemingly kisses the ground after returning from space. And Wendy's said, I kissed the ground and I liked it. All right, fine, whatever, dumb. Harmless, that one. But then somebody responded to Wendy's and said, the taste of her cherry starship. And Wendy's responded to that saying, when we said women in STEM, this isn't what we meant. Ew. Well, this is what Katy Perry approved for her team to send to people to put on blast and share with the world. Quote, Wendy's didn't make a joke, they made a choice. Their recent posts on X aimed at Katy Perry were not only disrespectful, but blatantly inappropriate. Pause. I agree with all of that, but she should have kept that private. Just text Meghan Markle and talk to her about it, or, walk over to her house. She's your neighbor in Montecito. Have a little kiki and a debrief before tour. Get it all out of your system. But this People statement, and it's long, such a mistake. This wasn't harmless banter. This was a billion-dollar brand using its platform to publicly demean a woman. When the billion-dollar brands join in, it's irresponsible. Okay, and they're still not done. Team Katy Perry has a lot to say. Wendy's is not adding to the conversation. They're dragging it down. And this kind of behavior contributes to a culture where women are punished for standing out, or a woman daring to do something different is a target. Once again, I agree with all of that. However, I have also learned to listen to women. And so many of the people on social media this week criticizing Katy Perry and the whole mission are women. For a variety of reasons, and many of them are valid. For example, this did not contribute to Earth. It was space tourism. However, as I brought up on my Patreon podcast, why did this trip get such a different response than when William Shatner did the same exact thing? William Shatner went up on a Blue Origin ship and he did not get so much hatred. But Katy Perry and Gayle King and all of these others did. I get it. You know, they went up with their hair done and makeup and the whole shebang. And they are, you know, Gayle insisting she's an astronaut. And all the you're not an astronaut, babe. You're not an astronaut. You were a space tourist. And Katy, the statement continues, y'all. This is an essay telling a woman that she should be sent back is shameful bullying and reflects a troubling willingness to tear down in today's society. What's worse is that the face of Wendy's is a woman, which makes this decision not just hypocritical, but painfully ironic. Once again, I agree with everything in that statement, and it's still not done. Team Katy says, everyone expected more from a brand with this kind of platform. Wendy's should do the right thing, the name of one of their core values, apologize, and do better in the future. Well, Wendy's is responding to Katy Perry. When reached out by people for a comment, the team behind Wendy's and their social media said the following, quote, "We always bring a little spice to our socials, but Wendy's has a ton of respect for Katy Perry and her out-of-this-world talent." I'm probably going to get some blowback from this, but Wendy's response was lacking. Katy Perry let it be known that she was hurt by this. And I think that comment didn't acknowledge that, or it was dismissive and, okay, your feelings were hurt, deal with it. We're spicy. I don't know. I agree with everything that Katy's team said. And maybe it's not a bad thing that they shared it. Isn't it interesting that society and social media is going back to like old school Perez Hilton? But I'm not there anymore. I'm happy to be this version of me. What do you think of this all? From Katy and Gayle going to space, to Wendy's, and to Katy's response, to everything. Let's discuss it all in the comments section.